Hello guys, it's Kaiser here, and this is my first video of 2017. Welcome along. And as it's my first video of 2017, I decided what better way of introducing the new year by discussing a topic that we'll be discussing a lot in 2017, and that is of course Forza 7. It will be out this year, we expect anyway. I don't think, unless there's some sort of massive, I don't know what would happen, but you're assuming it's going to happen this year with the schedule that Microsoft now have with Motorsport one year and Horizon the next. Obviously Horizon 3 was last year, so in the autumn we're probably expecting Forza 7, so we're going to start hearing about it soon, is the point. We're going to start hearing this will be in it, this might be in it, whatever. And I thought I'd beat everyone to it actually and just get on with it. So I've sort of done a thing of things we want. Now the video, like, I'll be laying things over to sort of illustrate my point, but the actual like race itself, like, you can watch it if my voice is boring I guess, but it's not directly related to the video. It's just so there's not a back screen for the majority of the video. I thought that might be a nice thing rather than just watching a black screen. Anyway, so I'm gonna kick it off with something that really is it's a logical step from Forza 6 and what that introduced into Forza 7. In fact, the first two. I'll get onto the second one in a minute, obviously. First one is changeable weather. Now, obviously, Forza 6. That was everyone will probably remember it as that was the game where weather was first introduced into the series, and they got it spot on. Like, it was fantastic. You know, they went and looked at all the circuits, looked at all the polygons. They really actually understood the idea of aquaplaning, the effect of weather, and rather than because a lot of games it's just slower and it's easier to make a mistake sometimes, but there wasn't that idea of aquaplaning or sort of having to change your line. There was none of that really. Forza 6 got it spot on, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. So I feel, as I say, it's a logical transition. It'd be great to have, a drying track, or option to set a drying track so it's wet but it's not raining. So throughout the race, the cars will sort of mop up the weather, and you'll get a dry track by the end. Or halfway through the race, you could set it to that it starts raining in a dry track. It just introduce more strategy to it. That really isn't, would be fantastic for the game, especially now they've added things like quick stops and so on. That'd be fantastic for the game. Also, there's not all circuits obviously the weather. I'd like to have weather at all circuits. I see no reason why not. Every part of the world gets rain. We should be able to have weather at all circuits. It just should happen. End of. There's no thing about it. And more weather options as well, because while the rain is great, it's very much you either get day and bone dry, or complete and utter like a monsoon storm. You're gonna need the extreme wets. This could be under safety car and F1 sort of weather. Maybe a slight difference, because then actually as a driver you have to tailor your driving to a certain extent of rain rather than just rain mode and dry mode. So that'd be good. And the second thing that I think really follows on is the day to night transition. Obviously Forza 6 first game with night racing in it. I'm sorry, it's 2017. Why the fuck can't they do day to night transitions? It's an easy thing to do, surely. It was on the fucking Le Mans game on the Dreamcast. It was on GTR 2 like over 10 years ago. Why on earth is it not on Forza? Or many games actually for that point. It should just be a thing on there. Like, Project Cars got it right, and that game was buggy as fuck. So why the fuck is it not done on Forza yet? It should just be on there. It makes sense. They've got Le Mans, they've got Daytona, they've got Sebring, they've got loads of endurance cars, they've got loads of GT cars. Why is it not on the game? It just should be on the game. End of it. It just makes sense to me. Just get it on the game. Just do it. Then the next thing, I think this is something that really actually makes me quite angry that I'm asking for this, because I shouldn't be asking for this. It should be already in Forza 6. I understand on the real world tracks you have licensing issues, but for fuck's sake, why the fuck have they removed tracks that they made from the game? Right? I get there's maybe an element of disc space, but no one fucking cares anymore. The disc space is going to be an issue for people, whatever, because people moan about fucking everything. So the disk space is not an issue anymore because you install the game. Just add the tracks, right? I actually searched this because I didn't realise how many tracks we'd lost from Forza 4. Forza 5 I can understand why it wasn't in the game because they're moving to the new platform. Forza 6 this should have been in it, right? They have lost Camino, Fujimikaido, Iberia, Ladera, Maple Valley, the greatest track in Forza, Maple Valley. Why did they remove it? Why? Mugello, Positano, Sedona, Sunset Peninsula, another great track, Suzuka, Tsukuba and Motegi. Now of those, what is it, like 11, 12, I don't know, 4 are real world tracks. So on 4 of them you have a point to say, okay, there could be a licensing issue. Okay, you know, for Suzuka, Tsukuba, Motegi, I genuinely feel like there could be some sort of thing of Sony and Polyphony have deliberately, because you never see them anymore. I think it may be an exclusive thing there with Gran Turismo, I don't know. But for God's sake, add the ones you've made them, you've gone to the effort of making them. Like, it's not even that I would want it necessarily in updated graphics, just do it. I just want the track. I just want Maple Valley in the game. It's an amazing track, why is it not in the game? Okay, there's 27 tracks, or environments as it's called, on Forza 4. There were 26 on the Forza 6 disc, and obviously the 2 DLC. So, considering that Homestead came out in 2016, we have gone in, what, 5 years, and we've added 1 track. That's not good enough. We need more tracks. If you're going to start adding more tracks, add the old ones, because there's plenty more from Forza 1, 2 and 3 that they took out as well, I'm very sure. There's a great Tokyo one that it had in Forza 1, it was never seen again, why not? It's a great track, add it. Next up, gifting. I know this is going to really upset some people because some people fucking hate gifting. I love gifting, it makes my life easier. It's more a personal thing, I'm going to explain why. For me, I want this back in the game, right? Now, gifting was fantastic, do you know why? Because some people can't fucking be arsed to spend hours on like an evening making an exact replica of the fucking DHL logo, or, you know, the Red Bull logo, or whatever, right? So you could get your friend to make it because he was fantastic at making it, he would gift it to you, and you could make a livery based around that decal. And, you know, because like, I love painting cars, I love arranging all the decals in a way and putting some vinyls on to make it look cool. I just hate actually making the vinyls, I can't do it, I'm not very good at it, I never have been, right? So, unless you're going to let us do it on PC or something to copy them in, let us have gifting again, right? Just because the thing is, I get the point that people made the vinyls and then they gifted them, and then people, after getting gifted them, put them on the storefront and made us money from it. But A, there's not a storefront anymore, so that's redundant. And B, even if there was, the vinyl painters are like making so much money from just playing the game because it's so easy to make money on the game now that they don't need the money from selling vinyls and decals. Anyway, it's just no. I don't play the game as much as a, you know, the best vinyl painter in Forza, and I've got 30 million credits. You just don't. It's not needed. It's so abundant that you don't need it anymore, which is, I think, it's a good thing. She means you can make any car and mess about on the game after you've played it for a while, which is great. You have that initial phase of you have to watch it, what you do with your money, and then after a while, after doing some online shit in that, and you playing the game and it rewards playing the game and having fun on the game, that's great. You can then do whatever you want with it. I think that's fantastic. So that's not an issue. But don't give me this bullshit of, oh, some people want the money, because you just don't need it. My last point, and this is probably the obvious point, I guess, loads of people have been saying this since like Forza 5 and Forza 4. Porsche and NASCAR, the 2 expansions obviously from Forza 6, they need to be on the disc. Because I know all the DLC packs, generally most of those cars will be on the disc. It's what they did between Forza 5 and 6, like the Forza 5, you know, or Forza 4, or even maybe the Transit van was a DLC, that got included on the disc on Forza 5 or 6, it was definitely on the disc in Forza 6. You get my point. Cars that used to be DLC are now on the disc. Porsche and NASCAR need to be included in that process of Forza 7. I'm going to explain why, right? And one, personally, I think that all DLC from Forza 6 should be on Forza 7's disc, and the reason for that is that I've already paid to add it to a game. I shouldn't have to do that on the next game. Okay? I've already done it once, you've made money off that once, don't try it again, because the majority of the DLC cars, funnily enough, I didn't actually use in Forza 6. In fact, I haven't even bought some of them, because some of the packs were so expensive that it was just, compared to the cars they were delivering for me, that I actually bought the cars I wanted individually. It was cheaper than buying the pack. Just put the cars in the game, right, this time, and then add more. That is what they should be doing. I get the Porsche argument of, yes, they were tied to EA, and as a result, they could only include it as DLC. That's not existing anymore. It's a new game, just add it straight in the game. NASCAR, there's no issue as far as I know that it shouldn't just be added straight in the game. Add the 2017 season from the start, and just do it. So that needs to happen, and it's not as if I'm against expansions, because I remember when NASCAR expansion was leaked, by me, by the way, but when it was leaked, I remember there being such a hype over this new expansion, because it was a complete surprise, really. It was a fantastic surprise, and even me, someone that doesn't like NASCAR in particular, was excited because it was something new, it's something that expanded the game. Now, if they did Porsche and NASCAR as expansions again, that's not expanding the game. If I wanted that already, I would just go back and I'd play Forza 6. So it's not expanding the game if they do it as expansions again. Expand and bring in something else. Bring in, I don't know, Rallycross. That'd be fucking sick. Rallycross, and then have like Lydden Hill or a Brands Hatch Rallycross track, something like that. I mean, they're doing it in Project Cars, so it's probably, and there's a World Championship for it now. It's the in thing, right? That'd be great. Or I don't know, just like old DTM. DTM would be great. DTM would be fantastic. Fantastic expansion that would be. I know there's a contract with Race Room and Sector 3, but you know my point. Just add something new to the game. Don't add the same thing that you've been adding to games for ages and ages and ages. So there's my sort of list. It's more of a rant at 10 and Microsoft. It's not really, it's just certain things annoy me about Forza 6, and I think they should be in Forza 7 generally. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have your own opinions. Put in the comments below what you think you would add to the game if you were turned 10 and you were developing Forza 7 as we speak right now. I will hopefully get another video out this week, which will be a start of a new series. I'm quite excited. It will be a funny-ish series, and it will highlight actually that life wasn't as good in the good old days of 17 million different platforms in the 90s and noughties. But until then, I've been Kaiser Riley. Subscribe, like, do all that shit, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.